Hey guys, Aubrey here, Theory and Motorsports. So today I'm showing you a build, my ultimate belt grinder build is what I'm calling it. I realize this might not be everybody's ultimate belt grinder build. Um, People use them for a lot of different purposes. For me, it's just general fabrication stuff. So I'm not building knives. I don't want to get into making knives, and so it's a little bit different from what a lot of them are made for. I wanted to have this thing just dead simple, and I didn't want to have to swap out a lot of parts to change contact wheels or to change. I wanted to have everything set up, so all I have to do is turn it to one of three positions and use it. So I made this with a 2-inch contact wheel on the bottom, a 10-inch contact wheel on the top. The wheels are from Ameribraid. They seem like they made really good stuff. So probably not the cheapest, but definitely well made. And the belt is the belts that I've been using are shredder belts from Combat Abrasives, and they seem like really good belts. This is my first foray into this, but they seem like they're really well made. And I got three different grits from 24, 60, and 120, and probably going to use 60 on this mostly. 24 is like super aggressive. Probably won't use that a whole lot. So, but yeah, this is the build completed. I'll show you how I built it, but I just wanted to show you how it works first. So, um, I was going to tear everything down, paint it up nice, and make it look pretty, and then I just realized I don't care all that much, so it's just going to be rust colored because it's a tool, and I don't really care what it looks like. So, um, the I built everything on a single flat plane, uh, 3/8-inch steel, so everything's really easy to align that way. Platen just bolts on here, and the wheels just bolt on, like really nice and simple. And then I've got pivots here and a locking knob, so I can lock it in any position. Um, I've got the the contact wheels. I've got the platen that I can work off of, and I've got this spot right here if you want to make something that's a little bit more rounded. So I'm really happy with how it works. And so probably most of the time I'll be working off of this plane right here or right here, um, grinding off the table. Um, but this is so I designed this. This is change your blade. You just do or change your belt. You just do that. Pop it off of there. Pop it back on. Release it. The tensioning or the tracking system. I found that and I'll show you this later in the video, but basically I had issues with it tracking well in both directions. So one direction, the toe of the wheel adjusted the tracking, and if I go in the other direction, it just wouldn't do anything, just stay in the same spot no matter how much I adjust it. The other direction, the cant of the wheel um, helped with alignment, and same thing. If I went the other direction, it didn't make any difference. So I made this system, and I saw there was actually a lot of guys. Once I actually looked at it, there's a lot of guys that had that issue. So this right here, this knob adjusts my toe. This job adjusts my cant, and you can really get it dialed in so you can go both directions. You can switch directions without having to really adjust anything, but we'll have to, uh, you know, change the direction of the belt and try not to forget to do that. So I made these. Well, I made this one up, and then I have this one from Amazon too. So I can work off this contact wheel. Just clamp that down with a pair of vice grips or a clamp, and then if you want a nice hollow grind edge there, or for like hand planes or chisels, you put this on here, and then clamp it in there and get the exact angle you're looking for. So those clamp on there. Also, I can change this angle. The fence is just on here uh, like that. So, or sorry, not fence, table. So I can slide this in and out, get it right where I want to, Also, when you change the angle on this, you have to get it in closer. So I think that goes to about 6 degrees or so. Um, there we go. So you have the uh, motor and variable frequency drive are from um, Automation Direct. I really like dealing with them. They have good products for a really reasonable price. Then I've just got this wired in. So that's my on-off switch. That'll turn the variable frequency drive off so it's not always running. And then I've got my speed adjustment is right here. So I can dial it to the exact speed that I want. And then this switch is my run, stop, and then direction change. So, and top speed, it's pretty fast. So that's my belt grinder. And now I guess I'll show you how I built it.
All right, bud, stand back. We're gonna cut here.
All right, so I got this thing up and running now, um, and it's just doing some testing on it, and it doesn't want to track right going forward, but it's working fine in reverse. So got this little variable frequency drive right here, and that will allow me to run it. I have it set so that I can dial it right up. So we go nice and slow here. That's in forward. And you can see that no matter how much I adjust this, it's not really tracking it back to center. So we stop that, switch it to reverse. So in reverse, we can get that dialed right in where we want it. Should be right about there. And we can run that up to full speed. So I have to figure out why this isn't tracking right now. I've taken some alignment tools. I've got a laser alignment tool, and I've got a ruler, long straight edge, and I've checked all the alignments. Everything appears to be really close. So I'm not quite sure why it's doing that, but I've got a few things that I can try here to get it figured out. Um, so in between the wheels and the plate, I have about a 1/4 inch of space in here, and I've got a big washer in there. So what I can do is instead is pull that washer out, and I've got these, which are they're cone shaped, right? So one's concave and one's convex, and they have just you don't have much. I think maybe a degree or a degree and a half of misalignment there. So I can put that in there and then shim the backside to get the alignment, to play with the alignment. But before I go and do all that work, this is just a cheap belt that I got off of Amazon. I got 3 of them off of Amazon. They're super cheap, and I didn't want to go and fabricate this with decent belts because I've stepped on them several times. Not this one. This one's right out of the box, but the one that I was using to fabricate, I stepped on quite a few times and beat it up. So we're gonna make sure it's not in the belt. Now that since I've checked the alignment on everything, we're gonna make sure it's not in the belt. The other thing I might try is a little bit stiffer spring here, see if that makes a difference. Right now I'm using a 5-inch uh, by, I think it's 23 pounds per inch, 28 pounds per inch, I think, on that spring. So I've got some that are like 40 that I can try, a 4-inch that's 40, and I think I've got a 4-inch that's 80. So try a few different springs, play with a little bit. We'll see what works. So while I'm waiting for my new belt to come in, I am going to get the platen made and get my work surface done. So platen's going to be, this 3/16 is going to fit in here, and then the platen's going to bolt to that, and I'm going to have it on slotted bolts so you can get it right where you want it. And then I'm going to make a table here. This is going to be my work surface. It's going to go right here, and then it's going to be able to tilt down so I can get the angle that I want, and then it's going to stay stationary while this rotates both directions. But mostly, I'm going to have it right at the bottom edge of this so I can grind nice straights across here, because I'm not using this for knife making. Not that I won't ever make a knife, but this is kind of a general purpose machine. So that's what I got. We'll keep playing with it. See how I make out. All right, so I've been playing with this quite a bit, um, shimming it different ways and trying different things, and I cannot get this to. And I move the pivot down here closer to the center point, and I got this flatter, and it still won't track in reverse. Like it's actually lined up pretty good. Like I could run it like this, but I want to have it so I can dial it right in. If anything moves, if anything changes, I can dial it right into where I want it in both directions, very quick and easily. And the way this is set up, I can't do that right now. So I found that when I put a socket on here and flex this to basically adjust the toe, it actually works pretty well to track it. Um, And so I actually did a little bit of research on YouTube, and it turns out that a lot of other people have done the same thing. They've made it so the tracking wheel has not only pivots this way, but also pivots this way. Um, and I suppose if I had done even a modicum of research before I started this project, I would have known that. But this has been a good learning experience, and so I'm going to uh, make it so this pivots this direction too, with a nice little um, knob right here. And I'm also going to cut this right here and make it so that this can extend in and out, uh, so that I'll be able to get that table dialed right in. So if I have it angled down like this, I can slide it right in tight to the belt and not have a big gap here.
Today I'm making a slide for this belt grinder and for the table on it. So I need to be able to fit this in here. And of course I can't because there's a weld seam right there. So I'm gonna make a plug with this, drill a hole through here and make it square so that this will fit in there. And then cut that high-speed steel length, push it through with arbor press or hydraulic press. All right, so here's the wiring real quick. It's dead simple. This is a two-pole, two-position switch. So that's just on-off. Turns the power on and off to the variable frequency drive. And then it's the variable frequency drive. You got your power in. You've got your motor. And then this right here is your controls. So this is a forward and reverse wire, and then common wire to this switch, which is a 3-position single pole on off on latching. So your frequency is set right here, and then motor direction and on and off is going to be right here.
So that's my belt grinder build. It's I've been using it quite a bit. I've been doing some other fabrication in the meantime. It took me a while to get this video edited and put together. So I've been using it quite a bit, and it works great. I just love it. I don't know how I made it this long without it. The motor that's on there is a 2 horsepower, 3-phase. I don't think I mentioned that earlier in the video. So, this video was a lot of work to put together. If you watched it and got something out of it, if you don't mind liking and subscribing, it really helps the channel. So, thanks for watching, and, like and subscribe for future videos and content.